Game started.
Oh, C4-10. Okay, C4. He starts off with C4 just like his name. And 10, I suppose 10 is 1-0, you know. C4 and wins. Okay, so I usually play knight f6 and wait and see what kind of setup he wants. G6 is maybe a mistake because I don't really want to play a King's Indian against a classical setup. But if he's going to play G3, then it's okay. But I should have waited. I should have played a move like C5. Okay, let's castle. Maybe I'll play C6 and D5. Try and counteract. And he plays E4 immediately. So let's stop the pawn. Maybe try and make this bishop a little bit backward. And I can't play D5 here because takes. And I can't take back. Yeah, it's well defended. So that leaves D6 by the process of elimination. Now, can I get a knight to the square? Only by playing C5, because the path for the knight to that square is through C6 here. Is there another idea here? Maybe I could go with the old kingside attack. Okay, how about knight BD7 to C5? Let's throw in the move A5 first, that the knight on C5 will be a little bit more stable. Yeah, now he can play B4. Take it once. But I can't take it twice. Okay, let's develop the bishop somewhere. So if he plays B4, the knight can retreat. And where actually do I want the knight to go to A6 maybe? A6 to C7 and support the center. Come back to this idea of pushing D5. I guess he can push on with a B6 rather. His dark squared bishop on this diagonal would be good, but I'm covering it right now. So D5 is playable here. Pawn takes, knight takes. And I've got an E-pawn against his D-pawn. But I have a rook on this diagonal facing that bishop, so I'll have to move the rook soon. Let's play D5 now. D5 takes, knight takes, and the knight is pinned. Knight takes, bishop takes. Counteracting the bishop. Yeah, I think it's playable. And it also threatens D4, forking these two pieces. So lots of pieces come off, but it leaves him with a isolated D-pawn. And the pawns are completely missing from this half of the board. A sudden explosion. Okay, so he goes for tactics. Yeah, makes sense. So let's take the bishop before I get in trouble. And I can unpin the knight with check. And then play something. How's he going to block the check? He can block with a pawn, or he can just move his king. Then to get my knight to this square would be good. Here. Yeah. Seems like a plan. So knight e6 to g4 to g5 to f3. And keep my queen on this nice light squared diagonal. If I can. Yeah, so the queen wants to chase me away. Huh? I can just sit on f6 myself. Hits the knight. And the knight can't move to attack my queen. Maybe it'll have to be defended. Okay, just moved away. Probably a wise choice. So now I have knight g4 hitting the h-pawn. And he can defend it with the king. I could play queen to f5. Yeah, knight g5. Knight g5 hitting h3. Queen f5. If king h2. Yeah, I played that. And queen f5 also allows for knight f3 check. Which might be played here. I could throw in this check.
Check.
If he wants to defend the pawn, he has to go to g2, and then queen f3 check, and queen h3 check. And if he doesn't, I can just take directly with the knight. So he does go there. So is that the best? I think so. These are the pieces I have to work
Check.
with here. Be nice to bring up another piece to contribute to the attack, but right now, this is what I've got. So if he moves there, then
Check.
the knight check looks pretty dangerous. So let's see, it defends the knight, and the rook can't chase me away from g8. So maybe I can just play bishop h3. The rook, he is trying to chase me away from g8. He gives up the exchange to do that. And not getting enough or any compensation for it.
Check.
So now I should activate a rook. Maybe rook b8, pinning the bishop. And if he moves the bishop to attack my queen, I take his queen. He takes my queen. I take his bishop. And I'm hitting the knight. So, should be good. Okay, he goes there, hitting my queen. That's a very, very logical move. Okay, I had a game recently where I was winning. I let my queen get trapped. So let's see if I
Check.
can avoid that this time. So now he has two knight checks here and here, but both of them I can take with the queen or the bishop in this case. And I can play this f rook to d8. If bishop takes, I have rook takes queen. He's unpinning his knight. Queen is still overloaded. So this threatens rook takes knight, queen takes. Queen can't take, just threatens rook takes knight. And if the knight moves, then I can grab the bishop. He moves attacking the queen. And, well, I still think I can just take the bishop. And now he's down a, what's he down? He's down a piece, yeah, down a bishop. Oh, well, he has a rook and a knight. Now he's down a rook. Guys, I have a rook and a bishop. He has a rook and a knight. Okay, so should be winning. If I don't fall into any silly forks or something. Or mate threats. Is this mating? I don't think so. I want to double up on the 7th rank, get this pawn and get some mating threats against the king. While his knight is far away. So the king can go there. I mean the knight. The knight can go here. And then I'm forced to play bishop to f8. And then the knight could try to harass it, but it can't do so immediately. So let's go for the f-pawn on his side and see if we can mate him against
Check.
the side of the board. Okay, only move. But now I have an escape square for my king, and the knight here will just get taken by the f-pawn. And he's taken his eye off his own f-pawn. Okay, well that's good. He can go for a check here. Maybe he's going for a perpetual. Here, let's
check,
prevent the. He can't come to Can't come to f6 now. Okay, this threatens checkmate. So if I move my rook here and he plays knight f6, I go king here. He has one more check. He can go here and check me again. And I have king to h6. And then there's no more checks, right? I think so. Okay, let's try it. And in the meantime, I'm threatening mate, so he has to give me a check every move, or he just gets mated.
check,
And that's his only check. And then he has one more check.
check,
I go to h6. And now there's no more checks. He has to move his rook back to the first rank. And I can check with the bishop here. Probably best.
check,
Okay.
check, check, check,
I'm just getting rid of his rook. He can take my rook, but I take his. Okay, so it's not a mate, but it is winning. An easy win.
white resigns.
Okay. Anyway, I'm going to upload this. I'm going to edit this one to take out some of the blank spots while my opponent was thinking, and then do a postmortem. See you guys later. Bye.